Hello, everybody. I am Dr. Duke, and this is another episode of Right Makes Might. Well, we find ourselves in a familiar situation. This time we have a high school-age boy in gym class in a Pennsylvania high school who is now suing the school and the district because he was forced to change, get naked, potentially shower in the presence of a girl, a young girl, who identifies as male but remains anatomically female. And so what I find really staggering about this whole situation is the response of the principal when the student went to complain. He completely brushed off the kid's concerns. The kid claims that he was humiliated, he was embarrassed. It's provided him with a tremendous amount of social anxiety, and you could mock that all you can. Left-wingers are already mocking this young boy for feeling this way. But the irony of this is when he talked to the principal blew it off too, and basically said, just try to tolerate, make it as natural as you can. And this is what really kind of galls me about this, is that anytime that anybody opposes some left-wing initiative, they're told to shut up and tolerate it. Their upset feelings, their hurt, their confusion is dismissed as simply intolerance. Think about Chris Cuomo, the news anchor, who a few months ago came out and told little girls that they were intolerant if they objected to seeing male penises in their bathrooms, and this was a reflection of their fathers. Little girls certainly couldn't have felt that embarrassment without being bullied into it by their hick daddies. You think about what's happening across the country here. This tolerance movement has evolved into something really quite fascist, quite Nazi-esque. In the name of liberal progressive social causes, you are told under every single circumstance to tolerate, unless, of course, the shoe is on the other foot. Right? And so the tolerance that leftists demand for their causes is not only withheld from you, you are punished if you don't conform to their way of thinking. Think about all these fake racial protests on college campuses. Think about Muslim students on college campuses who are now faking hate crimes to get the attention. Think about some of these anti-Semitic goings on college campuses, these swastikas that are being drawn that turn out to be drawn by progressive leftists to draw attention to a cause. We have all of these fake situations taking place now. It's a hate crime if a white or a traditional student actually did draw a swastika on a college campus. That would be treated like a hate crime. But when a Jewish student or a Muslim student or an atheist progressive student draws a swastika to draw attention to his cause, that should equally be qualified as a hate crime. The swastika is still there. Other people besides the progressive kid or the Muslim kid who drew it, they're being offended by this. They're reporting it to the campus police. Why is it suddenly not a hate crime when it's done by somebody who has the right intentions? The symbol's the same, the intent is the same, the overall effect on the campus climate is the same, yet we treat them differently. Think about the zero tolerance policies that we have from preschool all the way to college on so many social issues, right? Little boy in preschool brings an old shell casing and an empty shell casing into school, rifle casing into school, and he's immediately suspended. Right? Little boy chews his Pop-Tart into the shape of a gun, he's immediately suspended. So we absolutely refuse to tolerate certain things that aggravate progressives, but everybody else must immediately conform. There's no tolerance for little kids who like to talk about hunting in class. There's no tolerance about kids who want to wear their NRA shirts or their Trump hats to school. They get beaten up on the playground. How about these two college-age girls? Two minority girls who basically came out last week and started ordering white girls to stop wearing hoop earrings because it was a cultural appropriation. How about the white girls' sports team showed up at the opposing team's school, and some of the girls had dreadlocks. They had braids in their hair. They were pushed to the ground. Their hair was pulled by an African-American athlete because, once again, the braided hair was an appropriation of their culture. Not only is the left allowed to be intolerant of any different view that differentiates from theirs, they're allowed to become increasingly violent to do so. This is not a made-up issue. The sensitivities of all people must be respected. But see, if you did that, if we afforded equal protection to the sensibilities of all people, liberal causes would be shown for the scam they are. So that's the fascist undercurrent of all of this. It's time we move beyond this. The Chris Cuomos of the world, the school districts that think they can blow off the sensitivities, the genuine hurt feelings of people who simply think differently, this apartheid double standard is what it really is, needs to be broken immediately. It's not a laughing matter anymore.
This is Right Makes Might with Dr. Duke.